watch it, and all that good stuff. But they're kind of not in order because I wrote them down as I remembered them. So you guys will realize I'm a little bit different than Jennifer. I'm not as organized. I love her dearly. And if you don't know, she's my sister. But yes, I will try my very best to keep things going smoothly for us all tonight. But the first thing I want to hear about was PCP. So if you're brand new and you're like, Emily, what on earth is PCP? I thought that the first few times I heard it as well. To simplify it, it is sending a lookbook to your customers. It's called the Preferred Customer Program. It costs us 90 cents to send them a lookbook from the company, and then they get a sample in it as well. Plus, then once you can order the summer products, you get early access. So if you were not a star consultant in the last quarter, you're going to get early access with adding even just one person on PCP. Okay. But the benefits to PCP is, yes, they get the lookbook, they get the sample, and then you can follow up with them and say, hey, got my lookbook. Did you get yours in the mail? What did you think about the sample and all that good stuff? You can also ask them their opinion about the new products and if they want to try some of the new stuff. So yeah, it's always good to send your customers PCP, 100%. But the other thing that is next on my list, like I said, not in order, but it's okay. It is our Great Start Boot Camp. Oh, Ashley. I feel ya. I 100% feel ya. I've done videos with kids on me too. I love it. I love it. But the Great Start Boot Camp is a 4-week course that we have for all new consultants who are in their Great Start timeframe. Okay. And it is basically a boot camp to help you learn the tips and tricks and tools to running a Mary Kay business and to help you get off the ground, like running strong. Because that is our goal. We want you guys to have a very strong start and be able to keep running strong. Okay. So it's going to be a video on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Central. Okay. And then you'll get the link from your director, whether that is Jennifer or I, and we'll make sure that you get it. So then you can join it. And if you're not able to watch it live, as long as you're able to watch it before tonight, then you would have caught up and be able to join us after we're done with our unit meeting. Those who watched, because I know Natalie, Deanda, Ashley, Michaela, and Claire all watched. I got the list. And you guys can stick around and ask any questions you have at the end. Or if you're like, hey, this stuck out to me, this is what I'm going to try, anything like that. We can just have a conversation time to get your thoughts. Because I don't know about you, but when I try something new, it can get a little overwhelming because there's so many good things out there that you can do. So this is the time for you to watch the video, process, and then come back with any questions, which is why we did it this way. I love that. But the next couple of things that we have on our list is, let's kind of get it a little bit in order. Okay. So next Tuesday, we have Girls Game Night, which is a customer event that will be live on my business page and Jennifer's at 7 p.m. Okay. So customer event, that means you get to invite your customer to this event. And I know we're doing a giveaway for that more than likely. Let's just be honest. We always do it. It's fun. But there's a different event we're also doing a giveaway for. So we're going to do the Girls Game Night at 7. And then we're going to follow that up at 8 with our Red Jacket Rally. Now, in order to get an invite to this exclusive call, you have to have 3 active team members, either by the end of last month or by the time that the meeting starts. So yes, that does mean they can place an active order at 7:59, and then you can hop on. Okay. So it does not mean you have to be active for multiple days in advance. Excuse me. No, you are more than welcome to hop on as soon as they are active. Okay. And trust me, we'll get you the link and all the good stuff. But I'm going to try to see if I can share a photo. Great. Now I've got to go back to it. There it is. So this is a promotion that, okay, just pause my video. That's perfectly fine. Okay. So this is a promotion that the company is doing for these next 3 months to help us close out the seminar year. So in order to earn your red jacket, you have to have 3 Great Start qualified team members. Well, active team members, but they're bumping it up because they're like, hey, y'all can get an active team member. We want you to get the Great Start team member Great start, qualified team member. Bleh. It is a tongue twister. And then A, you're going to get a $50 bonus from the company. B, you have 3 Great Start qualified team members between April and June. They can all be in the same month because then that would guarantee you're an active red. Or it could be spread out and then you would still be an active red, but just be a shorter amount of time. But either way, it would all be good because I'm just going to say this. You guys are going to get your first 3 or next 3 team members, April, May, and June. And you're also, here's the big kicker, going to be placing a 600 wholesale, which is a 1200 retail. Okay, so 600s are half price. April, May, and June. If you miss it in April, you're not going to be able to get the prize. Okay, but that does not mean you stop pushing for the goal, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. But if you complete all 6 of these squares, you're going to get a red jacket for free, which if I remember right, they cost right about $100. So $100 in free clothing. Yes, please. And on stage recognition at seminar. And as far as seminar goes, let me just tell you, the more stage calls you can get, the better, because the more fun you're going to have. And those who have been to seminar can attest. It is a blast to go across stage. And you want to have, my bling badge is too stuck. Your bling badge with lots of stuff on it, and it be able to say that you are walking across on this parade. This one happens to say for seminar awards. There was one that I went across. But yeah, trust me, you want to go, you want to have fun. But speaking of that, do you guys know registration opens this month? Yeah, registration for seminar opens this month on the 29th for y'all. I am beyond excited. Like the split second it opens, I'm going to be registering because I will tell y'all that it is not an event that you want to miss. Yes, the 29th. It is going to be so soon. But the days of seminar, you might be thinking, well, Emily, you're saying to go. When on earth is it? It is going to be August 2nd through 5th. Okay. But you will notice with any event that is a bigger event like this that we go to, we're going to recommend that you arrive the day before. So that way, if you have any travel issues, whether you're driving or flying, you can guarantee you're there on time and you're there before stuff starts on that Friday. So plus then you're more well rested and just settled in and ready to hit the ground running. You already booked the room, Kim. I love it. Yeah, it's going to be fun. And I will say, as far as rooms, we will share rooms if people want to share rooms because then that cuts down the cost of your hotel room. So I know Jennifer's done a big bit about seminar before, and I know you'll gladly share more at a different time. And I'd glad to talk to anybody about seminar because I'll tell y'all, go, 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 go. If you're like, I don't know how much I want to work the business, go. It is 1000% worth the time. But yes, that registration opens 29th of this month. So the last thing I want to share for announcements was our monthly mingle. Okay. So last month we did a mingle and it went off really well. And we had multiples of y'all on sharing your stories. And if I remember right, some of you guys might have been recruited from that event. So this is basically a giant marketing event that we want to do for you guys to where you can invite your guests that are your potential team members. And it will be right here on this Zoom at 7 o'clock on April 21st. Okay. And they'll be sharing and there'll be a giveaway and it'll be all kinds of good stuff. Okay. But I'm going to get into our training unless you guys have questions. And yes, I know I just rambled for 10 minutes, but there's a lot of good stuff going on. Let's be honest. Okay. And when there's a lot of good stuff and a lot of excitement, it's a good reason to keep talking. So yeah. Our training for tonight, I did actually pull from Jill Davis's most recent call. So she has an inner circle call that she has the directors join her for. She's opened up to those of us who are in the Mary Kay National area, which is A, amazing of her, but B, so much good things. Like I'm not going to share everything from that meeting because it was an hour and a half long.
I'll sit in the car, I'm cold.
We don't have an hour and a half tonight. So I'm going to share bits and pieces from the beginning. And I'm sure Jennifer's going to share more a different time from it. I can almost guarantee y'all because it was that good. Okay. But this is going to be all about your goals. Now, if you've never been in Mary Kay before and are like, Emily, I don't want to set goals. I've had my goals crushed before. I don't know how to drink. The good thing about Mary Kay is place to set big goals and dream big, like bigger than you ever thought possible. Because yeah. Oh, you were on it, Sarah? That's awesome. You weren't? I'm confused.
Jennifer sent me the video.
Oh, okay. So this will be mostly stuff you've heard before, but that's okay. But you still might say, "Oh yeah, I remember that. I'm gonna go put that into action," sort of deal. Because sometimes, trust me, all of us need training. That's the good part. We can all go to training. We can all learn. We can all get better. So my first thing that I noticed was she had a different national along with her. And her name was Krista. And her story she shared at the beginning was absolutely beautiful about her son wanting to get 10,000 in sales this month. But he was a little stubborn. He was like, well, I'm not going to do it in the full month. I'm going to do it at the beginning of the month, which I was like, okay, that's the Mary Kay mindset. Because if you set your month up strong at the beginning, the end is going to be so much smoother and you're going to go ahead and hit all the goals you want without even trying, quote unquote. Okay. So, I mean, you are trying, but you just did all the hard work at the beginning of the month to make your month end easier. We all like easier. So, I do want to say, like, we're going to talk about your vision, your goal, and I'm going to be using the term like God sized goal, you sized goal. So, a you sized goal is more so something like you're thinking, well, this is what I know I could do. I can do this easily with my eyes closed. A God sized goal is one that stretches you and pushes you a little bit further. Okay. So, I'll take that part. I had one thought, but I'm like, I'm going to say that one for the end because this part she did not say in her training, FYI. But this one she did. So Krista was sharing that more people are watching you than you realize. So you need to show them that not only that you can do it, but that they can do it too. And I will be honest, I've had people walk up to me and ask me how goals are going that are do nothing with my like they just support me as a person. Like the main person I'm thinking of, he's like a sports car guy, nothing with Mary Kay, which is perfectly fine. But he's still thinking of me and asking about my goals and my dreams and how things are going, which I absolutely love. So you never know who's watching, or it might be someone who's thinking about joining your team, but they're like, well, I can't do what she's doing. Show them how you do it and that they can do it too. Okay. Because the big thing is your vision so big that it would make someone question you? So the reason I say that is because that's the God side goal. Like you need to set that vision so big that they're like, there's no way she can do that. That's them doubting you, by the way. That's not yourself doubting you and not giving you permission to doubt yourself. I am saying that people are going to question you. They're going to think she's crazy to think that she could do this. But they do not know the power of setting your goals, conquering your goals, but also knowing that you've got a group of women around you supporting you and helping you reach those goals. Okay. Trust me, come the end of June, you're going to see exactly the chaos that is the end of June, but it is the glorious chaos. And do the stepping stones now to cross that finish line. I'm just going to say it. Okay. So that is why we always set monthly goals, but also seminar goals. Okay. So another thing that I heard that I was like, oh my goodness, I've heard this before, but I have to share it is that more is caught than taught. And Jill actually shared that part. Jill Davis, she's the national who was hosting the call. So, in other words, people see more than you realize, but they can see it more than you can teach it to them, if that makes sense. And I hope it makes sense to you because it's making sense in my mind. But like you say, hey, I'm going to become a red jacket. Okay, that is awesome. Do they see you do it and then realize what you were talking about? Or do they just hear you talking about it? So they need to see the action behind your goal and your dream. And a lot of times I'll get more people on board then. Okay. Because let's just be honest, the sky is not the limit. This is. Your mind limits you so much, so much. Like we can set barriers for ourselves and have a hard time breaking those down. But in reality, it's up to us to do it. It's up to you to be brave enough to reach out to your director and say, hey, I have this struggle. Or when she asks, how are you doing? Actually telling her the truth, not just sugarcoating it or coming up with 5,000 excuses. I've been there. And yes, I know Jennifer's recording this and going to hear that. But it's the truth. We all want to come up with excuses as to why we're not hitting our goals. But in reality, the hard truth is you got to do the work to hit the goals. So, speaking of goals, what we are focusing on is what we're going to be achieving. So, if you're focused on saying, well, I know I'm going to reach out to this person and they're not going to answer me, they're not going to answer. More than likely, they will not be answering you. Okay. So, the big thing is if you focus on your big goals, like, do you want to hit 225 this month to hit another active order? Do you want to do 600 and get the soaring prize? Do you want to get your first team member? Do you want to get your third team member? It's like whatever your goal is, because I don't know each individual person's goal. Do you want to hit director? Do you want to hit DIQ? Where you can submit to become a director? It's like all those different things. What are you focusing on? Are you focusing on it? Or are you focused on the positive or the negative? If you're focused on the negative, what do you need to shift? Okay. Instead of everybody's telling me no, switch it to a positive. People are responding to me. I'm going to keep reaching out and eventually I will get my yeses. Because yes, we know people say no. We all hate it, but people say no. And we just need to shift that mindset. And I've done that with a lot of things in life of just spinning it on its head, finding the positive in situations, whether it is Mary Kay related or life. If you can get a more positive outlook on life, then it will reflect in Mary Kate and it will be so much better for you. I can promise you that. Okay. So I will have you guys do some goals here in a little bit. That's why I keep mentioning it. But is moving up the career path one of your goals? And to move up the career path, that means like you get your first team member, or you get up to your third, or your fifth, or your eighth, or your 24th, or whatever it is. Do you want to hit Queen's Court of Sharing, where you get 24 qualified recruits in a year? Which, yes, you can still mathematically do that starting this month. It is okay if you have 0 or if you have 2 or if you have 20, you can still mathematically do it. We haven't hit the month where they cut off the certain amount that we can get. Okay. But if you were signed up before last month, my question to you is, were you excited when Mary Kay announced the $10 e-start kit? Did that like just light a fire? And you're like, I'm going to go recruit like crazy. Why has that fire gone out? What's the difference between the $10 and the $35? If someone was able to come up with the $10 originally, they're going to be able to come up with the 35. Whether that is through the fact that they know, like, hey, I'm going to sell. If they don't have the money personally yet, I'm going to get some sales in advance. Okay. I'm going to sell something I've got at home. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. There's lots of different ways to do it. So I would say like reach out to Jennifer personally or reach out to me personally, and we can customize and make recommendations based off of your personal situation. Okay. So I'm not just going to spout off a bunch of different ways, but I will tell y'all, we can help you / whoever it is find that money. Okay. Because we want you to be able to get those new team members. We want you to be able to just keep recruiting with a passion, because when you're recruiting and having fun and making sales, you're going to keep wanting to do things in Mary Kay, and you're going to keep having fun, and you're going to hit your goals, and it's going to be so much more fun. Okay. But the big thing is to be running with the same excitement this month that you did last month. So yeah, it's all about the mindset, which is where like you need to get out of the mindset of I can't do whatever. I don't see myself crossing the stage for this. What if I do this? What if I don't do this? Like, you can play mind games all you want, but it's not going to help you cross the goals off your list. Okay. And like Sarah just said, it is Satan who is simply trying to mess with us. I wrote down trying to distract us. And there's more than one way you can look at that. He's just trying to take the attention off of what we actually want, because with Mary Kay, it is God first, which makes him very, very mad. And when we're about to crush a big goal, he tries to weasel his way in there. Well, we can say, sayonara, Mr. Weasel. We're going to crush our goal. Okay. So, and I'll be honest with y'all, I even wrote this down. Like, I don't know about you, but it can be very easy to get distracted. Whether that is like not focused on a Mary Kay goal, or the thing I was thinking of was like with housework. Like, I have 2 kids, and when I start picking up their stuff after they've left the house, and I'm like, ooh, this goes to this room, but then I walk in that room. Okay, this room needs this done. It needs this done. Then I go back out to the original room. Oh, look, I found 2 more things that go in 2 separate spots. Well, then that's 2 more spots I'm going to go do a little something at. So it's just being focused and having your goals clearly defined. And when I say clearly define your goals, I mean have a goal for the rest of the seminar year. And I even did the math. I think it was 84 days. Yes, 84 days left in the seminar year. And yes, I'm counting today, because we all know June 30th is its own month, it feels like. So we are not discounting today, because if it was June 30th, we'd be saying we still have 4 hours and 7 minutes to hit our goals. So we are not going to discount the fact that it is almost 8 o'clock at night here in Iowa. People aren't in bed. Obviously, we're all not in bed yet. So the world's not asleep. We can still message people. We can still do parties at 8 o'clock at night, especially over the internet. I was going to say over the phone, laptop, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, just know, like, count down to not necessarily just the days, but once it gets down to those few days, you still got hours. You still got minutes. Take advantage of it, because all it takes is one person saying yes and one breath in a second for it to completely alter the end result of your seminar year. Completely alter it. Okay. So you're going to clearly define your goals. And yes, this is something I told Jennifer I was going to give you guys quote unquote homework. And she's like, okay. So I want you guys to write down your monthly goals and your end of seminar year goals. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to clearly define it and be honest about what you are committed to. What are you committed to doing? What work are you willing to do to hit those goals? Okay. Because you could say, well, I want to be a star consultant. Okay. Then we're going to take that star consultant title that you want to earn and break it down with you to know what it takes to achieve it. Okay. Same thing with red jacket. Same thing with hitting your 600, with hitting your 225 in the month, with hitting that free red jacket. Yeah, we'll help you break down those goals so you can achieve it, because we want you guys to hit your goals personally. And then at the same time, that's going to help unit goals, because Jeff and I both have goals for our units. Yes, they're different because our units are different sizes, and that's okay. But growth happens, and we can still keep conquering and crushing goals. Okay. So whatever your goals are, do you have a certain number of chats you want to do this month? Do you have a certain amount of parties you want to hold? Do you have a certain amount you hope to be able to order? What are you committed to? Message it to your director so she knows what you're committed to. And then she can help you come up with a game plan. Or if you're like, hey, this is what I'm thinking of as my game plan, what do you think about it? So then she knows what you're thinking, and she can help you just completely, totally crush it. Because in all honesty, that is our goal. We want you to crush it. Yeah, that's our job as directors, is to help you guys crush your goals and dreams. Because we want you to succeed, like, so much. So much. So that was like the stopping point that I made in the call, because I don't want to go too far into Jill's call. and talk for too long. Plus, it is already almost 8. But do you guys have any questions, feedback on what I've shared at all? I am going to get a drink here in just a sec because my mouth is starting to get very, very dry. Mm. Mm. And I do want to let you guys know a little bit about my end of seminar year, like 2 years ago. I was in DIQ. I still needed I think it was like 5 people in that last few days of the month. So you can be 100% sure I was calling people, like personal phone calls. I was not messaging. I was calling people. I had a list and I was calling them and being like, will you help me reach my goal? This is my goal. This is how you could help me. Do you think you could help me? Or do you know somebody else who would be able to help me? And there, a lot happened. And I even, honestly, I was signing people at 9 o'clock at night on the 30th. But you can be sure I was a director by the 1st. Okay. So, trust me, we're going to count the hours and the days because we're not stopping. No matter what your goal is. Whether you're like, Emily, there's no way I ever want to be a director. Okay. That's okay. It doesn't have to be for you. But there, I guarantee, is something that you can push for and that you can achieve. So I can't wait for you guys to send those to Jennifer or I. But if you guys don't have any questions, that was all I had for tonight. So I don't know. But, yeah. Trust me. Goals are achievable. They're 100% achievable. Got to put forth the work. Oh, you're welcome, Sarah. I see you in the chat. Yeah. Kim, you said that was me last year. Yeah. It can be hard when you know your goal is far away, but you keep pushing for it because it will happen. You're welcome. I'm honest. You're going to get that from me. 100% honesty and realness. Even when I go blah, 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 with words. Just let me know. I give you all hope. You don't have to be perfect at any level. Nope. No way are we perfect. So I do know we had a few ladies who I mentioned earlier did watch the training call on Sunday night. So I'm not going to hang up as Jennifer started this. So I'm just going to stick around. Anybody has any questions before we start that? I would love to hear them. If not, thank you guys for being on. I really do appreciate it. Bye, beautifuls. Oh, Claire, I see that you said
Wait,
you were
is it too late?
What, actually?
What does the bold stand for? And
Oh,
do you know?
let me look that up quick. I knew it at one point.
I'm sorry, I was just been wondering that. Are you throwing a fit, buddy?
I don't remember what it was. We'll have to get Jennifer to tell us.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
You too.
Like, I'm in charge, I'm in control. Many people would ask how you could be married to someone for 20+ years and not know something. She hasn't expressed any of that.
Yes, Jennifer, you can end the recording. I don't know if you heard Ashley's question or not.